welcome back to another Monday night at Heroes and Hooligans, where we are playing Vanished in the Ashes, a Babes and Blades D&D 5e campaign. It has been a couple weeks since we last played. Who wants to catch the audience up on where we last were? No? Don't everybody jump at once.
Well, you see, we met Frigg after battling some, sentient mushrooms, and, she taught me how to make soup, and then we went and we found her dragon and convinced her dragon to come meet her, but then when we got back to her house, she wasn't there, so... yeah.
Yeah, we just kind of sat around and talked about world kind of sucks. Our situation sucks. Everything is, I mean, it could be worse, but also it kind of sucks.
Yeah, people just like telling us what to do and bossing us around. I don't like it.
Yes.
And also not giving us the information we need to do the things that they're bossing us around about. So.
Oh, and we re-met an old friend. I do remember that. Learned a few things.
Tell us about your old friend, because I think Finka was
not here for that.
Asleep for that mind blow.
Finka was napping, but so she missed out.
So our favorite, I hate to say taxi service because he is so much more than that. But yeah, turns out we met Falcor before. We met him at the end. He's Audie. So that was fun. Learning about, apparently,
Audie was the dude that we met at the Ice Storm Inn.
With all the tea?
You're not remembering. Yeah, he's the one that brought the tea. He had the cloak.
Oh!
Yeah, that was
sorry. That was more of a Sarah than a Finka, because for Sarah, that's been
I could tell that you were struggling. Yeah, he was the first dude that we met and sent us on this crazy journey.
Yeah, he was one of the first dudes that you met.
Yeah.
And Vex got to ride her dragon.
I did. I got a ride.
You did.
Not in a basket either. Not in a basket.
That's really what's important here.
Yeah, it was definitely not in a basket. So we left you at Frigg's hut after you had met with the Green Dragon and talked to them about coming back and meeting with Frigg. Frigg, however, still hasn't made it home from whatever errands that she's running. You met with Falcor, and then you went in and you had a nice long nap, a good rest. You feel rejuvenated, maybe a little bit more powerful than you felt the day before. It's nice and exciting feeling. What are you doing when you wake up?
I think old Saga is going to get up and start trying to make breakfast for everybody.
Rune is going to be writing in her journal that was given to her by the dragon, and she's going to be updating him on their recent adventures.
Yep.
Gonna go sit outside and just kind of meditate for a bit. Make sense of whatever nonsense I dreamed up last night. We don't know. This is
Frigg is not back yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
Vex is gonna help Ulfie make breakfast. But since I only know how to make soup.
Soup for breakfast! That's what we're doing.
I'm thrilled about that idea.
Yeah, because Runa loves soup also.
She's like, soup?
Kadra's staple in this family is soup.
Kadra's going to walk outside and just see if maybe she can track where Frigg went or where she might be.
Ooh, I help.
You want to look for Frigg, who was off running errands and doing Frigg things. Okay. So go outside and search around. Survival. Kadra, if you're going to make the survival roll, you can do so at advantage via help of Finka. If Finka's going to make the roll, then vice versa.
Think I might want to do it.
Are we in the woods?
You are. Well, you're in the swamp.
Does it count for my favorite terrain? Is it enough?
I will give it to you because it's like the mushroom grotto portion of the swamp, which is like giant mushroom trees.
Okay. All right. So that is +7 instead of just +5.
Okay. Yeah, it was +1. You should definitely make this roll.
I got you, boo. Okay, we're gonna pretend that natural 1 didn't happen and go with the 13. So that is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Okay, so you go out and you start trying to figure out like which direction that Frigg may have went. You see her footprints all through the swamp, maybe as if she had gone, and done a few things. But what you actually mostly find is you hear a whistling headed like in your direction. And the vocal tone of the whistling is reminiscent that of Frigg, as you kind of hear that sort of approaching you where you're at.
Do you hear that?
I
I feel like I've heard Frigg whistle like that before. She might just be over there. Frigg, is that you?
Hello? Hello? Who is that? Is that
It's
you?
Finka and Kadra. You met us the other day.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'll be there momentarily. I'm right on my way.
We have news about your dragon, so,
Oh, hello. It's so nice to see you again. Did you have a nice night?
I'm really confused as to what's happening right now.
I'm very sorry. I headed off and I needed to go out this morning. And, well, it was quite a long night for me. I spent the night with some very lovely dwarves and we had a long drinking contest. And, well, so, yes, this is apparently what happens when you are drinking with dwarves all night.
Noted.
Does that seem legit?
I don't like drinking. I only did it the once, but it was not good.
I have
Alright, well,
drank with dwarves, and I don't know that that's ever happened to me.
Yes, well, you see, I won. There was a contest, and it started with axe throwing, and then there was gnome tossing, and yeah, I couldn't just let them win. I really felt I had to win, and so here I am.
Did the
So
gnomes
nice to
consent
see
be
you again.
tossed?
Hmm?
Did the gnomes consent to be tossed?
Oh yes, oh yes. You see, they have the wee pointy hats, and when we were out of axes, we needed something that stuck. And they were happy to oblige.
Okay. Well, we're making breakfast. We sort of appropriated your kitchen. But whenever you're finished with your errands, I think we've got some dragon-related news for you. So no rush, but we just want to make sure you
dragon-related
know.
news. Oh, I am so. Oh, yes. Well, kitchen, excellent. I'm glad you know your way around the kitchen. I'll come in and help you any way I can.
Vex is kind of gonna yell from the doorway. We made soup.
Oh, you made your soup. The same soup you made
Clank,
last
clank,
night.
clank,
No,
clank.
it's not the same soup that we made last time. This is breakfast soup.
Breakfast soup.
Breakfast soup.
Does this
Excellent.
wear off? It's a little bit off-putting.
Well, they told me that eventually it might. It should. They all thought that it was a vast improvement. I'm not so sure, but I can't. I went and I found a wonderful piece of obsidian in the woods, and I took care of all of this. And as soon as I set the stone down, it was back. I'm just going to have to wait for it to wear off.
I think you might have had a practical joke played upon you.
It's quite possible. I do feel a little shorter as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Does she have a beard?
Hmm?
Does she have a beard?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Well, it is a
It's
magnificent
lovely if you're
beard.
into that.
Thank you.
Frigg, you should let us decorate your beard.
Oh, that would be lovely. Oh, and you said you had some dragon news. I will go into the living room and we can get that ready. I want to hear all about it. What's happening with the dragon?
I'm going to grab
He's,
Vex and
he's
see if
an
we can
asshole.
run out and
That's
pick
what's
some
happening with the dragon.
wildflowers.
Wildflowers?
Yes.
I like picking flowers.
Let's go pick some wildflowers really quickly.
Okay.
Remember
Okay,
that the
yes,
dragon
make
is not
some-
particularly
okay,
friendly.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
The
That's
dragon
what I
likes
remember.
me.
We're not going to go far. We're just going to stay in the yard, Mom.
Okay.
Bruna, you're the one who keeps notes and things. Do you want
Yes.
to catch Frigg up on her asshole of a dragon friend?
Well, I've been feeling a little rusty, but I've been so excited to try and take as many notes as possible. It seems that they are aware that there should be some sort of pairing, but seem, as I remember, disgruntled about it being rather forced upon them. If I'm remembering that correctly, that was the
Seems about
vibe.
right.
I'm not sure. Did we come to a consensus as to how to convince them to agree to it? I think I've so far just agreed to perhaps meet you.
I have written down that he agreed to meet and talk with Frigg in exchange for Kadra's
Yes.
drinking horn, but we couldn't get any more of a concession out of him than that.
Yes, it was a very begrudging conversation. They did not seem particularly interested or inclined to make this meeting. We really had to be rather a bit of a pest.
So when he comes by, make the most out of whatever short amount of time he's willing to give you, because you might not get another chance.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you very much, dearie. You know, it's usually the loudest fly that gets swatted first. So being a pest sometimes is a very good idea.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. Oh, are those flowers for me? This would look so nice.
Yes. Here you go.
As long as there's no glitter, it's all fine.
Perhaps
There might-
some braids.
There might be
So
some
we can
mushrooms
leave.
in there.
And we can weave some of the flowers into the braids.
Mushrooms for the soup.
And for the beard.
Ah!
After Finka's comment, you kind of slowly see Ulfsaga putting glitter back in her pocket.
Wait, no, further back.
It is the Hermes of craft items. It is the gift that never ever stops giving.
Not gonna lie.
No, like
if
glitter
Vex
and
caught-
flowers.
If Vex caught wind of that, she's gonna hop over to Ulfie and grab the glitter.
Roll a perception.
Don't
Roll a
do it.
perception. Ulfsaga, you can roll a sleight of hand, and Vex can roll perception, and we'll see if you
Uh,
Can
catch
I
it.
I-
help her? Could I help her? Like, if I notice Olga kind of trying to hide it, can I just kind of
Sure.
nudge Vex?
Sure,
Yes.
So advantage.
sure.
Yes.
Kadra's
Uh,
just watching because she knows.
I got
what
a dirty
Ulfsagi
20.
I only got
no.
a 13.
Yep. Sorry.
Whoa.
So
But I feel like Ulfsaga would probably let that happen just like a little bit.
It would be a shame if glitter accidentally got on Finka's leather. That would be terrible.
Oh no, I hope Finka doesn't notice the glitter in my pocket.
No.
Finka has a 15 passive perception, so
You're outside.
Mm-mm.
You're outside with Frigg, picking flowers. And from the distance, you hear a whooshing noise as the mushrooms kind of start to wave back and forth. And I think you can figure out the sound. You're pretty familiar with that similar sound now. As you see a bright green dragon crest up over the mushroom side there of the swamp to land there in front of all of you.
Dragon.
The dragon is here. Come and see. It's outside. Come right now. Everyone.
I don't know. Maybe we should make ourselves scarce. He didn't seem to like us that much, and by us, I mostly mean me. So I'm gonna go that way.
He liked me just fine, but that's because I crawled into his mouth and pulled that like bone out, and yeah.
I was playing with mushrooms. I didn't meet this one. I want to meet him.
I think you'll find him very intriguing.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm gonna go sit over there.
Oh, hello. I'm very pleased to meet you. I'm Frigg.
This one then.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not exactly my I suppose if I must then. You are
If
Frigg.
it's any consolation, they make excellent soup.
And she doesn't normally have a beard.
I'm sorry. What? She's great. What's with the whole?
What?
I'll go over to Cora and whisper to her about him being like an asshole who wanted nothing to do with us, but I don't want him to overhear that.
Well, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for coming to my swamp. And yes, that's quite right. I don't normally have a beard. You see, last night I was up all night with dwarves drinking because they thought that they could completely wipe the floor with me. And I explained to them, I am a druidess of the swamp, and I will not be bested by you. And, well, here I am today. Normally, I'm not quite this furry.
Right. Is this an experience that I should find more commonplace with you then?
Actually, no, I've never actually been out with dwarves all night. This was the first time. It was quite pleasant, and I did actually win the contest. The gnome tossing was excellent, and the axe throwing, I came in third. But no, this is my very first time being furry.
A furry, a gnome tosser, and a third-rate axe thrower. That is precisely up my alley.
I'm so glad to hear it. And your scales match my swamp so nicely. It's amazing. I can't believe it. It's almost as if you had always meant to be here.
Ah, yes. It's as if it was chosen for me despite any intention otherwise.
Well, my hut is not big enough for you. Will you be?
I can do something about that if need be.
Good. We have some lovely soup, breakfast soup they've made.
I hope you have plenty.
We do
I can
indeed.
make more. I can make more.
Put another pot on! Dragon portions! So, how was your flight?
Brief.
I've only flown as a bird, but it's quite different, I suppose.
Your comparison of me to a bird is frankly insulting.
Oh, heavens, no. I was merely thinking of flying. I fly as a bird, and you fly, obviously, as a dragon. I thought of flying, and, well, yes, flying. Well,
I don't think I'm going to get into the semantics of the different mechanics of flight between you and I.
yes, that's probably best. So, won't you be coming in then?
I suppose if I must.
I insist.
Trying to help in set the mood in bonding and creating some sort of attempt at quelling the tension. Like how in restaurant scenes you see like the cheesy "I'm gonna come play the violin awkwardly over your shoulder" kind of moment. Aruna's gonna kind of come over and try to be in the corner close to them to make some pickings at her lute and just try and add a little atmosphere. I don't know how helpful she'll be, but she's going to try and calm the mood.
Well, thing is, you always have a choice. You can always choose to be a lesser dragon compared to others and not try. That's always an option. And Cora's gonna walk inside.
And Seamus will turn into a little halfling with red hair and beard. Is this form most pleasing to you?
Well, yes, I enjoy many forms of animals and plants and bears and wolverines and dwarves and gnomes and halflings. Absolutely, yes. I love all nature's beautiful, wonderful things in all of their forms. And you are quite just handsome. I like your beard. It's similar to my beard. And please come in. Open the door.
Right. And we'll walk inside.
And I thought I was awkward. This is like watching a train wreck in slow mo.
Yes. Oh, please make yourself at home. You find a place to sit. There's plenty of spaces there and over there. And I'll head into the kitchen and make sure that we have plenty of dragon-sized portions just for you. Do you have any other particular likes that you particularly like?
It's at this very moment that my list of dislikes is much longer. I think I will settle for sitting and waiting alone in silence.
I don't think we do silence around here.
No.
I'll trot off into the kitchen, like just on air.
I think Finka is sitting on a chair in the corner by the fire, like working on making an arrow and just like glancing at our new halfling not friend every once in a while.
Oh, I'm just sitting down, playing with druid craft, making flowers to make into a crowd, and just seems to me like you might be a little afraid of trying, of getting to know people better, of actually learning that you like them. But what do I know? I'm sure I'm talking nonsense.
Vex is gonna come sit as like awkwardly and impossibly close to Seamus as she can get.
Ulfsaga is in the kitchen in like a mad dash to try and get as much stuff into that soup to like bulk it up as humanly Goliathly possible.
Well, what is it that you like to do then, Frigg?
What was that? Oh, Seamus, is that you? I'm in the kitchen. I couldn't quite hear you. I bang a pot. Bang, 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 bang. I'm getting the soup with some dragon-sized portions ready for you. I think, yes, I'll be right there. I will grab the soup.
Over to
into the
Frigg,
biggest...
like, what is a dragon-sized portion? What? How big is that?
I don't know. I just
like a barrel.
Give me a pot. Give me a pot.
A bowl? I don't know.
No, a pot. No,
A pot. Okay, a pot. We can do a pot.
Yes, give me the pot. Give me the ladle.
Okay,
He's a
okay.
dragon.
Okay. We're good. We got this. We're good. You got this,
Yes.
Greg.
Yes. Oh, good. And then we'll come out with a pot of the soup with a ladle for the spoon. It's enormous, and he's a halfling, so it's even bigger. And then sort of plunk that down, run back, come back with a big tankard. It's a pitcher. It's not actually a tankard. I'll fill a pitcher with some spirits. They're actually dwarven spirits from last night. Put that down, and it clunks down. It goes ka-chunk and fizzes. Yes, that right there. That is what I had last night, and I will bring some to you. I hope you enjoy it. And the soup. So very nice. And then scoop up a chair or stool, anything that's across from him, and sit down and just.
Finka's trying real hard not to snicker through this whole thing, and I imagine she's probably not succeeding very well.
Seamus just kind of like cleverly hides a smile with a hand. Your dedication to this is admirable.
Vex is going to whisper in his ear, it's polite to try it and then say it's delicious, even if it's not.
Seamus will heft the bowl to his mouth and sniff, waft a few fumes, and then take a bit of a sample. It is good.
It should be noted that Olsaga is not a good cook.
Seamus, stoically. It is good.
Oh, so glad you like it. Now that there is the ale that we had last night. And I must tell you that although I do not believe it probably would affect you. I mean, you're a dragon and all, but I thought there were more gnomes than there were. I got quite lucky when I was finished.
Right. This is aged well for my tongue, and it is sufficient.
I enjoyed it quite a lot. I see I have some here left over. Oh, excuse me. I don't normally behave that way, but it seems that it's part of the beard.
Yes. It would be rude of me to have this this meal all to myself. Why don't we all share in this meal?
Oh, you're so kind. That's such a nice thing to say. Isn't that a nice thing for him to say? Don't you all agree? Oh, I think that's a lovely, lovely idea. We need bowls. Someone bring bowls.
Vex is gonna like jump up and bolt for the kitchen.
Olsaga is still in the kitchen. She's just like stumbling around, like kind of like listening in and like, Vex, help me.
And
I don't know what I'm doing.
I will carry 2 bowls each in a hand and use my ears for 2 more bowls.
Rune is at the table already, like, soup time, soup time, soup time. Okay, ready.
Finka is definitely still in the corner, laughing her ass off quietly.
So I'll pass out a bowl to Frigg, Runa, Finka, and Cora before I go back to the kitchen and grab a bowl for me and then drag Ulfie back. Be like, you don't want to miss this.
It's the most awkward first date ever.
Yes,
Like
well,
blind date proportions where one of them doesn't want to be there.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy that we. I'm so glad that we had this. It's a lovely time, and appreciate you making this lovely soup. And
Yes.
Breakfast soup. It's got eggs.
It's very, very good, and I think
So, Albie, exactly how bad is this soup?
It's not great. It's like, so Olsaga does not know how to cook. That was not her job in her village. So I don't think that she had the oven on or the stove top on for most of the cooking process. So everything is pretty raw. Mushrooms, eggs, vegetables.
Rhoda does
Roast.
not
Mostly
care.
raw. There's like runny yolks just sprinkled in there. It's kind of like mucusy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
DM?
discreetly hand out some good berries.
DM, what should I roll for a poker face check?
You know what? You didn't even got to roll for a poker face. I'm.
I think a poker face is pretty bad anyway, but just on the off chance that she might hold it together. But yeah, I think you're right. I think the chances of that are vanishingly small.
Seeing as how Runa's only had like one other version, maybe two, of soup. Oh yeah, because in the dragon's library, it was magically her favorite kind. So she's only had one other kind of soup. She has no idea that this is bad. She's like, food, this is awesome. And so she's poured a little of her other magic soup in there, and she's, good berries, thank you. She's gonna put them in there and start eating it all together. She's loving it.
I rolled a constitution save for myself just now to see if it's like actual retching or if it's just like spit it back out quietly. I rolled pretty high, so it's just spit it back out quietly and make terrible faces.
I think after a minute, like making sure everybody else is fed, Olsaga will sit down with her bowl and she's like not paying attention to the reactions of anybody else. She's really excited for this like first bowl of soup that she's ever made. So she like gets a I feel like she like gets a spoonful of it, and it just kind of like, you know how like runny eggs will just kind of like, you know, drip. She just is watching that, and she I don't think that she knows if she's excited or not. She takes a bite and just sets the spoon down. I'm so sorry, guys.
You know what really makes soup good is bread. I have some lovely bread. Just scoop up all the soup and I throw it in the pot. Just bowls, spoons flying into the pot. I'll go ahead and get some bread. Run into this sloshing soup a little bit. Run into the kitchen and get bread.
I'm just handing out the berries now that she's not here. Take a berry.
Bruna,
Take a berry.
is
Yes.
there any way to make this less terrible?
Also, I only am able to make the classic theater faces. So when I'm eating, I'm like just a big happy smile, and it's like just draining a little bit. I don't really chew. It's a little horrifying, but I'm just happy. I do not have anything that would enhance the meal. I'm just living life.
No. I'm talking about the situation. The situation is terrible.
Oh dear, that I'm not sure.
Rick is fucking this up like real
I've
good.
read about many romances, but they, just like in this instance, they always seem to go awry before they correct themselves. And I would say things are
This
might
doesn't have to be
awry.
a romance. This was a business meeting. How did it get turned? That's what
It
went
does feel
wrong.
incredibly personal, though.
Lacking all tact, she's just gonna turn to Seamus. How do we fix this so you actually want to bond with her at this point?
Yes,
Because
Runa will
our
swivel.
failure shouldn't reflect on her.
Oh no, she's.
What is it that you're really seeking, or perhaps avoiding, with this bonding?
Are you looking for the answer you want to hear, or my truth?
Your truth.
My
Always.
truth is that this is a whole bunch of malarkey. So I don't want to be here in the first place. I'm sure Frigg is wonderful.
She's usually less. What's the word I'm looking for?
She's
She's
not
usually less
normally this
betrayed.
nervous. She's just hungover. Leave her alone.
She's usually less hot messy.
Well,
I definitely take some of the blame for that. That was my first soup ever. Just
I thought it was lovely.
to be fair. Thank you, Runa. That's so sweet of you.
Still dribbling.
The soup was not the worst I've ever had, if it's any consolation.
No, Frigg's complete
Frigg
and
makes
utter lack
good
of
soup.
composure would have been a problem, even if it was the best soup in the world. I don't think the soup was the core of the problem.
I do think that you should speak your truth to Frigg and be as honest as you can. That's really the only way you guys are going to move forward with any integrity or honesty.
Is there anything at this point that could convince you to change your mind?
The drinking horn?
You already have that.
Right. I haven't imbibed yet.
Ah. So you need to
No
get
one's
drunk.
stopping you.
I feel like we can accommodate that.
Perhaps
Although
it's
agreeing to a lifelong bond while intoxicated seems dodgy at best.
I would not recommend it. None of the stories that I've read like that have ended well.
well,
I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying, consider something.
perhaps a drink in the morning and a drink in the evening might make things easier to swallow during the rest of the day. I will, for the sake of this business, speak truth and see what comes of it. After all, that is what was agreed to.
I think Frigg would appreciate your honesty.
Fair.
I'll pop my
And
head
the
around the
answer
corner
is-
from the kitchen and look and say, "Oh, I was wondering, do you like butter on your bread?" Oh my good, you're a dragon. You eat cows, right? So cows make. I'll get butter. And go back in the kitchen.
It really is sweet how flustered she is. She was not nearly this nervous when we arrived. All grace and poise.
Perhaps, if not for the business, this might feel more endearing.
I understand.
I don't know if endearing is the right word, but it's something. It's
Cute.
funny if it's not aimed at you. How's that?
I'll accept that. Perhaps not endearing, but cute.
That's
And
Glenn
like-
is going to head to the kitchen, try and help out.
You don't have to marry her. You just have to, be her business partner.
Right. For life.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
so it's a little like getting married. Shut up.
Right.
Frigg, dear, can I help you? Can I carry some of that out?
Yes. You take that herb butter there, and you get the honey butter in the other hand, and I'll bring the regular, and I have the bread platter right here.
Here! And Rune is going to hold her arms out, and all her little compartments are going to and open up, and she's going to become a server tray. And she says,
The
"Loaded."
ultimate waitress.
clank, 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 out to the dining room with all her little butter dishes and bread rolls and whatnot.
Excellent.
I
Yes.
think after that,
I-
for just like a quick second, just like, while jerk, while Frigg is like gathering everything, I'm gonna step into the kitchen with her and just be like, "You seem different today. Is everything okay? You seem flustered."
Oh my goodness, Jerry, I must tell you, I am having some of the most worst time. I am trying so hard, but sometimes I don't know which head to look at. Do I look at his left head or do I look at his right head? No one said that he'd be two-headed dragon.
That does make things difficult. I would agree, but it feels so. You feel awkward right now. Are you? Maybe just pick one. I don't think he's got a favorite head.
Well, I don't know, but you all seem to have more than one head, and I don't even know anymore. And now all of this is going on, and she looks over to your left side. So now I'm trying to have a conversation. Do you understand? I'm trying to have a conversation with your other half over here. So why don't you just be quiet? Looks back at you.
I don't
So
think that I have 2 heads.
you didn't, but today you do.
Did you, while you were hanging out with all of those dwarves, did you drink something?
Well, it was a
That
drinking
maybe was a little
contest, and
suspicious?
I won. What? What?
I only have 1 head. I'm confident in
Oh.
that.
All right, well that's very nice. Let's go ahead and go have some bread with the lovely 2-headed dragon.
Wait, does the dragon only have 1 head? I don't remember.
Do you
Yes.
have 2 heads?
Okay.
She's gonna whisper to Vex.
Does he have 2 heads? I don't know. I don't feel like
I
he
feel
has
like-
2.
Frig,
only
maybe
has
maybe
one
let's
head.
just step to the side for a second and just take a breath. Things are gonna be okay. You just take a breath. It's gonna be fine.
I'm pretty
There-
sure we
there you
all
go.
only have 1 head.
I'm pretty confident that we all only have 1 head.
Well, that's what I thought too. But then this morning, everything was different, and you never know.
I think everything was different as a result of what happened last night, and not because of reality.
There was once a young man that I knew in the conclave, and one time he was a falcon, then he was a squirrel, then he was a bear, then he was a mountain lion, and this young druid just could not figure it out, and I just don't even know what's real anymore.
That certainly sounds complicated and confusing.
Have you never been blackout drunk before?
I think
You seem unfamiliar with this whole circumstance, and
Well, maybe not.
I think that if you just focus on the 1 head that's a little bit stoic and kind of grumpy, things will be fine.
They're both that way.
Frig, do you have
one?
anything that you normally would use to calm yourself, or maybe some water?
A friend of
Hydration.
ours
Well-
left some tea.
There were some very nice halflings that came through here one time. They seemed like they were in quite a rush. They were running away from some other people, but they left some leaf that was very nice. And I could, I have some muffins. It's in the muffins, and every time I eat one of these muffins, I'm quite relaxed. We could try that.
Eat the muffin.
let's get you a muffin.
Oh,
Maybe
good.
the-
I have several of these muffins. They
Maybe
said you're supposed to
you'll
eat
be
them at
fine,
breakfast and
sir.
second breakfast and lunch and dinner and supper. And they said they were very, very happy about having these muffins. So I will bring all the muffins.
Okay, but
You
you
know, let's
only
do
need
tea
1.
and
Going too
muffins
far the
just
other
for
direction.
everybody. Everybody can settle down. We can medicinal muffins. Sorry.
I think Seamus might need a muffin too.
Tea and muffins sounds like the perfect combination for this kind of conversation.
You think
Instead
so?
of half-assed soup and some complicated breads and some
Of
deep
course.
breaths. Let's do tea and muffins and deep breaths, and we'll get through it, and it'll be okay.
Oh, good, good. I certainly hope so. I do
Calm you
like him,
down
and
and
I think his
maybe
red
it'll
beard
make
is
Seamus a
quite
bit less grumpy, and we'll meet in the middle.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's gonna,
Thank
gonna
you.
be fine.
I'm quite
Also,
put
just
together now.
focus on the 1 head, okay?
Which
Pick one. Doesn't matter which one.
I,
They're not real.
I
so
feel
just
like
pick
it does
one.
matter which one, because the one to my left wasn't the real one. So maybe the right one?
The only time that I really have a lot of trouble is when they're arguing or the other one is talking, and I can't listen to what you're saying.
That
But
makes sense.
I'll be careful. I'll focus. I can
Just
If
do
you
eat
this.
start
the
to look
muffin.
at the wrong one, we can give you some hints to go to the other one, right?
Hmm?
Yeah, exact. Yeah. Nope. Oh, this one. Oh,
Yes.
Over here.
Okay.
Yes. Perfect. Yep. Just like that.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yep. Not that one. This one. Over here. No, that's not helpful. Okay.
All right.
Let's just do this. It'll be fine. Come on. She's gonna
This is
help
already
gather up the
horrible.
tea and muffins
I
and
think it can get worse.
walk Friggs through some more deep breaths.
Yes, and Frigg loves bread. We have a big French loaf. It looks like it's got garlic and herbs built into it. There's a basket of muffins that have very large chunks of leaves in them. There's little dwarven rolls. There's little gnome-looking things, little hats. There's herb butter and garlic butter and honey butter and regular butter. It's quite a spread.
Would you like a muffin, my scaly friend? They're special muffins. It might make you less grumpy.
I can smell it. Yes.
We're trying everything at this point.
I will take a dozen.
Oh, right. You're not actually that small.
Vex is gonna
Oh,
help,
yes.
like, put some butter on a dozen muffins, and put them in front of Seamus.
It's actually quite impressive. I take the muffin and take a knife and split it, grab the butter. Which butter would you like, dearie? I have several different kinds. I'm certain you can smell it.
Pick the one that you like the most.
I do love honey butter. Those bees are so nice and friendly and very warm and snuggly at me in the nighttime. And it just goes flick, flick, and the butter just perfect. It's like watching Cake Boss. Just bam! And it goes on the plate. It's just wonderful. Everybody has muffins and butter, and it's going all over the place. It's just because the bread is her jam. Bam, 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 bam. Now I haven't had any of these muffins.
Someone who's still drunk. You can do that, but you can't, carry on a regular conversation
Muscle memory.
while drunk. Oh, yeah, okay. Brain not actually involved at all. Got it.
And I'd not had any of these muffins until those halflings were here, and they were in quite a rush. They couldn't stay. They had a very important errand to run. Here you are, a dozen. It's laid out like a
Thank you.
sushi tray.
Wonderful. Seamus will take one, take a big, and just take a small bite, enjoy it for a little bit, and then just shove the whole muffin in. It's like, oh.
That is an appropriate reaction.
Long bottom muffin.
Runa's face shifts from the big smile to like a as he shoves all this in her mouth, and she slyly grabs a muffin, pours some of her magic soup on it so she can eat it. She's like, nom nom soup muffin.
Seamus will start working on the second one. And by start, I mean just like bite half, sit there, stare at Frigg as they eat.
Vex is gonna eat 5.
That is a terrible idea.
Actually, since Vex has the attention span of a toddler, it's probably a good idea. Because then she'll be couch locked.
Yeah. But then we'll have to find all the Doritos in the land, and that might take a while.
What's a Dorito?
Question: if it was sativa halfling leaves or indica halfling leaves, because one of them is the opposite of the other. That's questions you didn't ask before shoving these delicious muffins into your mouth. You could be
Too late now. It's down 5 of them. We get what we get at this point.
It's an adventure.
Brave. Very brave of you.
Don't know that brave is really the right adjective, but sure, we'll go with that.
What's the worst that could happen?
These are delicious.
Let's not contemplate that, shall we?
Sure, be fine.
Gets really hungry, accidentally eats another one. Oh no.
Frigg is not the only one who's a hot mess.
So I'm guessing that you, as a dragon, probably, my goodness, how many sheep do you eat?
It really depends on the day, how much I've worked. Breakfast, dinner, midnight snack, if I'm upset or not. I could easily eat maybe a few dozen for a snack.
He's an emotional eater. That's important information.
It feels perfect because Frigg apparently just likes to cook everything.
Yeah, emotional cooker. Yeah, okay. Stress
Yes.
baking.
Last time I felt myself being upset, I raided my pantry and, well, all the mushrooms were gone. And it was quite a lovely day, though. My goodness, all the colors were so vibrant all day long, and the trees were singing so nicely. That was a good day.
Seamus will turn to everyone else. This might not be so bad if I also get to imbibe on all of these goodies of the forest.
Oh my goodness!
Dragging the
You
dragon
have not
to
seen my
the
7
road.
pantries.
I think Frigg would be more than happy to show you all the goodness of the forest.
Runa.
An arrangement can be made.
She's got no idea what she's saying. She's just like, these muffins are great. She's, again, third new food. And it's
I'm
awesome.
getting a little bit worried about you like gumming up your insides with these.
I don't really know what this is going to do. I don't.
We might have to like.
That's why I
take
keep
a
pouring the magic
bottle
soup
brush
on
to
everything,
you.
just in case. It's saturated. And I've never had food before, so everything now tastes like chicken noodle something.
Vex is gonna hop her way into the kitchen and begin making hot cocoa with whatever marshmallow-esque material she can find. And 3 types of chocolate. Maybe 4.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
supervise.
Probably a good idea. Yeah. Okay, so just to be clear, you, Scaly Friend,
Right?
are willing maybe to contemplate this partnership if Frigg keeps you supplied with intoxicants from the forest.
It sounds like a great beginning to it, yes.
Well then, I feel like that's progress.
You guys have
You
so
don't think
easily
too hard
found
about
something in common. I'm sure that it would be when you guys start spending more time together, you'll find even more. Right?
There you go.
Well,
And
I'm quite
maybe it'll
wondering.
keep Seamus from being quite such a. I'm not gonna. I'm done.
Just
Runa's
say
now
it.
off.
Say it.
You can continue if you want.
I think that
Kind
she
of a
was going to
dick,
say grumpy
dude.
Gus. That's what she was saying.
No.
Finka? Finka?
You're kind of a dick.
Okay.
Finka just thinks
Her-
all dragons are dicks. Don't mind her.
Oh no! Well, if we're on this this line of questioning, why only kind of a dick?
You're grumpy and stubborn.
But you tried to hear out Frigg and test this thing out. Therefore, you're only kind and not a complete dick.
Well, we struck a deal, and I like to
Progress.
abide by my word. So, here I am.
I'm gonna hop back in, and I am magically carrying enough hot cocoa for everyone.
Excellent.
I want to see that, like IRL. How does a little bunny person carry 9 mugs of cocoa?
Well, at least 2 of them are in my ears.
Right.
Depending on the mug, you can actually carry a few in one hand.
Yeah, depending on the handles, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
it's
gonna say
probably
it's
like
like worst fest when they're like do 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 do.
Yeah. Beer stein waitress.
Your
style.
maiden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Runa's now off in the corner, just kind of like bing, 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 enjoying the afternoon. When she gets her hot cocoa, more chicken noodle soup.
You know, it might help wash some of the muffin bits out, flush the system, you know.
Yeah, this is all a grand experiment for her.
Ulfsaga munched on a few of the muffins too, and now she's just like staring at a spot on the wall really intensely. That's where she is in this conversation right now.
Oh, like my cat's doing right now.
Yeah, now that Vex has her cocoa, she's gonna go find some sort of blanket in the corner and sip her cocoa wrapped in a blanket and probably cast her runes until she falls asleep. And then you hear these adorable little bunny snores from the corner.
And
she's
every
having
once in a
great
while, yeah, I was just gonna say, every once in a while, like you see one of her feet, like how you when your dog is dreaming, how he's trying to rub
Little
his
nose
heel.
twitchies.
Yeah, yeah,
Whiskers.
Absolutely.
She would be fine.
all the cute,
She
all the
should be fine.
Oh, I'm so glad that they're all finally well taken care of. Now we'll be able to talk, Seamus, you and I.
Right.
Yes. So, she whips out a notepad, has this big mossy pencil. Now, as far as I understand it, you love nature? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, there you are. Now, would you do anything and everything to protect nature and all of its glorious wonders from humans, elves, dwarves, or anybody that would be willing to come along and damage it or destroy it?
Yes.
That's very good. Good. And we have two. Well, then. And as I was wanting to concede to you, I'm not quite certain exactly what it is the dragons like to do. What is it that you like to do, Mr. Dragon?
I like to hunt and to eat and sleep and whatever it is that I want to do is exactly what I like doing. I
Yes,
like my own freedom, if you will.
I see. Freedom. Freedom is important. However, would you be willing to be coming by and checking on the swamp, let's say, at least twice a month?
I don't see why not. It's but a small fraction of the time I have.
That's very true. Very true. Well, I can see that. So I can see that many of my concessions have already been met. That's excellent. Well, now, And what do you have for concessions for me?
This whole bond bit between you and I, what do you make of it?
Well, as true it is, I am very in tune with all things in nature. And so and when I am in my other forms, which, by the way, when I was speaking about flying, I really only meant to say that we both can traverse across the air as though it were as easy as land. That I would see that is probably along those same characteristics. When I traverse the swamp, I feel the animals and I feel the water and the trees and the breeze, and it's so smooth and green and good. It is part of me, as I'm sure that we would be part of each other should we proceed with this.
See, here's the thing. I don't necessarily put a lot of stock in this whole bond thing, to be perfectly real. How can you expect that just because you and I have this quote unquote special thing, everything's just going to be magically okay?
Well, things are. It isn't a matter of okay, or that is the way that humans see things, whether or not they are good or bad. Nature is not good or bad. Nature is nature. So to say that things are good or okay is really just a matter of how you decide to look at it.
I would be willing to try something of this sort under the pretense that it not be so intense.
Intense how? What do you mean by intense? You think I'm
This whole-
intense?
I think you're a bit committed.
Well, absolutely. I mean, when you're willing to give your life for something, that's committed. I would never change anything. I would always give everything to nature. If it does. Is that what you mean?
I mean, I don't want this bond, if it were to go through, to change anything about the way that I live my life.
Well, you just agreed to coming to the swamp at least twice a month. That would be one change. And I'm certainly that you would be defending it from all attackers and anything that would be threatening it. That may be a change as well. Would you consider those changes unacceptable?
No.
Well, and that's why I asked what you like to do. So I certainly would be willing to go somewhere with you and watch you eat sheep or something. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever had anybody offer to watch me eat a sheep before. And for someone so in love with nature, it's strange.
Oh dear, no. You see, all things have their life and times and meant to be certain things. And if a sheep is meant to be your food, then that was the purpose of the sheep. So all things live and die. That's the way of nature. And we choose when they live and they die. When I cut a mushroom and we put it in a salad, that's my choice. That is where I am.
You've given me some good food for thought.
Yes, we have, haven't we? These are good muffins, aren't they?
Yes. Still a few short on my end. Have any more?
Oh, you'd like some more?
Yes.
Aha! I trot off into the kitchen and you hear drags a barrel around the corner, clunk. And you can see stamped Shire Longbottom. Cracks open the lid. The smell is palpable. Reaches in, pulls out the loaf. They did leave these loaves as well. Think fast! Throws a loaf at you.
Catches the loaf. You're not half bad.
Well, thank you. I did toss some gnomes the other night, and I really surprised myself.
Yeah. Would you like to see how far I can toss a gnome?
Ooh, well, that might be fun.
Well, we have to find a gnome that's ready to be tossed.
I would have to catch up with that dwarven caravan. I think we could. They're pretty easy to track. You know, the smell.
Well, there's one thing that I'm good at. It's finding prey.
My goodness, you certainly wouldn't want to eat them, would you? Ugh.
Prey's diverse in this word.
I'm going to look around at the rest of the party. How is everybody?
I'm fine.
Snoring and twitching.
Happily strumming away.
Still
Listening,
staring at that spot of the wall.
listening to the conversation, making mental notes.
That's
Mostly.
what Fink is doing too.
You know, there's one thing I've always wondered about dragons, and that is how is it that you breathe such interesting things like fires and ices and things? And what do you breathe besides air? I'm sure you breathe air. You breathe air. Both of you probably breathe air.
I mean,
Just the one, Frigg.
What?
Just the one.
water
You breathe water?
in a manner of speaking. Yes, I can breathe underwater. Some.
Oh,
I think she means the weaponized shit you spew sometimes.
yes.
Oh, right.
That too.
The closest thing that I could think of would be the poison.
Like a poison you spray it. Is it like sticky? Is it what is it?
Gaseous. It's like
Ooh.
the toxic gas.
I think some of those dwarves did that last night too.
I don't think theirs is anywhere nearly as potent as mine. I
You
could
try
go and
being locked up in a tavern with him. Yes, well, that's lovely. I've always wondered about that. I've studied some dragons, but I've not really known how it is that you come about breathing things. Like I've tried, and it
It's-
doesn't work for me.
It's probably a conversation that you and I could have at another time. It's lengthy.
I bet.
But if
She said,
we could gather up these ne'er-do-wells and make a demonstration.
Oh, that sounds lovely. I have these horrible humans on the edge of my swamp, and they just keep on coming in. Even though my neighbor, he keeps going out to them and says, "What are you doing in my swamp?" And they don't leave. Oh my goodness, it is just terrible. So,
Well,
you
let's-
want? Can we?
Let's do something about it then.
DM question.
Yees.
Sorry, I should have asked. So, are all the characters women, or are they? I don't even know what the characters are. I apologize.
They
Yeah.
are all. It is
Yeah.
all
Okay, great. Ladies, wake up. Come. Get up. Everyone. Seamus is going to take us, and we're going to go and murder some humans.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
I feel
think-
like we shouldn't be quite so excited about this, but sure.
Runa's
Are
got
they-
an oh
Well,
face.
Finka, we might want to let this happen. I think this might help Seamus realize the bond doesn't have to be a shackle.
It's bonding murder.
Yeah,
Bonding
And-
murder.
this actually might be good for them.
If
Yeah.
Frigg wants to kill them, they can't be good people.
This is true. She would have
Uh.
her reasons.
Also, circle of life. They were gonna die at some point. Let's be real. Might as well get
Okay,
something good out of it.
bonding murder. Let's go.
Onward.
All right. I guess Seamus will go outside and transform into their dragon and form and kind of motion for people to get on.
Yeah, Vex isn't waiting for that motion. She's just jumping on exactly how Falcor showed her when he gave her a ride.
Runa's following close behind.
Do you need to be? You don't need the harnesses and the ropes. You'll be fine.
Saga looks at him and he's just like, I'm very large. Are you sure?
Yes.
We can walk.
Okay. If you say so. She'll start to climb on too.
Finka, are you getting on?
Come on, Vinka.
Fine. I'm getting on.
Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. I'm so thankful. Thank you very much, Seamus. I've been a bear, I've turned into an owl bear, I've turned into an Etten. I have even been a carrion crawler, and I have eaten so many of these horrible humans, and they won't go away. This is going to be lovely. Oh my goodness, your scales are so warm. I didn't know you were this warm.
It's the muffins.
Please take off before this gets any more awkward.
Seamus will take off into the air. Right.
So, Seamus launches you guys up straight up into the air, and you almost feel like you're gonna fall, but Vex shows you guys how to hang on. Finka, you're begrudgingly doing so, but the wind is going through your hair, and you're looking very luxurious. You like Fabio hair, right? Like that's how awesome you look riding this dragon right now. So, a smile would be
Love
nice.
the moment.
So
Cora's just gonna hand Finka a piece of bread. Just eat it. You'll relax. You'll be better off with it.
Is this a special muffin?
Yes.
I'm
I love
eat
really
it. Just eat it.
How many muffins were there? By the way,
There were dozens
Enough
of
for a
muffins.
dragon, apparently.
All the
Yes,
muffins.
there were a lot of muffins, and there was that cask of loaves that they left as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, she loves baking. Bread is her thing. So yeah, I have 7 pantries. They loved it there.
Just take some special bread, Finka. You'll be fine.
what is this flight like, Seamus? Like, how exciting is this flight? How do you just gently take them there? Do you do some crazy stuff? Do you do dragon stuff?
I imagine that like Seamus starting out is a little gentle with it, but then kind of like, oh, that's right, I'm a dragon, I'm in the air and I'm high. Let's
Physically
go for
and metaphorically.
yeah, let's take this for a joyride, and kind of like we'll do like a flip or like a barrel roll.
Yeah, a barrel roll. That's great. Like,
Yeah.
meow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. So just before you guys get to where it is that Frigg had directed Seamus to go, you hear this sort of guttural chuckling coming from Seamus's throat before his wings start to tilt and he goes into a full barrel roll towards the ground. I imagine some of you are screaming your heads off. I know at least one of you has your hands in the air like you really don't care. But right now,
This is great.
some of you are excited. Others are not. And then as like the trees get much closer than you want them to be for comfortability's sake, Seamus kind of levels out, like dipping his feet through them before bringing you kind of to a clearing and setting you down. And you find yourselves outside of this little bandit camp that Frigg has been raiding on and off to get these fuckers out of her swamp.
Finka's gonna find a tree and hug it real hard.
I feel like since Runa doesn't have the typical workings during the barrel roll, she probably was like an emptied container and just kind of lost like most of what was going on in there and just was like, oh, okay. And then when she gets down, she's like, that was fun.
did like everything stored in your compartments like shift?
Oh, it's all, well, they're closed right now. So they just kind of like, everything kind of moves around. I have to be careful where I do set things. It's mostly food and stuff wrapped up in little cloths.
But the stuff
Pocket
you put in your
bacon.
mouth, just like
Everything that went down was just like emptying a cup.
it's probably for the best, really. Otherwise, it's probably
Probably.
gonna start smelling real funny in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where do you go from here?
Vex is gonna hop off and yell, "Hey, bandits!"
Oh, God.
Oh gosh.
I probably would have waited a second for me to hide, but that'll do.
Frigg is
No,
just
I-
laying on your neck, just laying there. Just, oh my goodness.
It's something, isn't it?
They need a
Yes.
room.
And then you just slide off, just like, I'm gonna get off now. I'm going to get off now.
Watch out for Runa's chunks.
This is a hangover ride.
Slide off. She ate 2 muffins and had a
Oh,
tanker,
yeah.
so she just slides off. Oh, that was so nice and warm and snuggly, and I don't even wanna.
Seamus will just kind of like casually with one claw, just kind of like swoop and like pick them up and like put them back on.
Oh,
That's
It
really
was
cute.
adorable.
Yep. Yeah. You're
Get up and
correct.
shake off.
Okay, so
Yeah, Vex hopped off, right, towards this little
Right.
camp. You see 3 or 4 little tents set up, a fire kind of crackling in the middle, and you hear some sounds, but it doesn't sound like a whole lot of people. And then, like, Vex bounces over and is like, "Hey, bandits!" And you see these 2 little dwarfs come walking out around, and it's the only 2 people you see in the entire camp. And they come out with their axes, and then they look up and they see there's a dragon behind you, and like, it's like that cartoon where everything except for the body is still standing there, like their axe, their clothes, everything. And the dwarfs kind of like skedaddle the opposite way of the swamp. Like away. They skedaddle away from the swamp.
Okay. Yeah, Seamus will just kind of like tap Frigg. It's like, well, this is what you wanted to watch, so better pay attention. And Seamus will kind of fly off to the other side of camp real quick, like just and land to cut them off if they're running away. And basically take a big breath and unleash that on the camp.
Yeah, so it's just like a small little couple of tents off in the woods, probably about a football field's distance away from the initial camp. But those of you who stayed where the dwarves just ran away from, you can hear the noise and loud rumbling, like kind of bellow through the trees, and you just see this like green smoke roll up, and then you see Seamus kind of shoot up back in the air back towards you.
the 2 dwarves had run away from where Seamus just attacked, correct?
They ran to where Seamus found them and cut them off.
Got that. Got it.
Yeah.
So
that was something.
Clink, clink. Impressive.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Yes, I'm
I think we're running short on bandits at this point.
I mean-
she does a full pump. Oh yeah, that's what you get in my swamp. That's what you get. Yeah, I'm so glad. Yeah, she just goes full dwarf.
very passionate.
That's what they get for being in the swamp.
Come.
We'll follow
That's
her
it, you,
lead.
Seamus.
Oh, okay. Seamus will. Right?
Come.
Yes. What?
Keep your head down here. And she'll whisper in your ear in Draconic, and she says, "That's right, those little sons of bitches, they had that shit coming. Oh my god. They jumped down my trees, those little motherfuckers. Oh, I am so glad you did that. Thank you so much. I am so happy right now. That was wonderful. I can't wait. You're gonna love this."
You're very
Vex
You're
who
very
Then
understands.
she goes back to being all sweet and nice and cuddly.
sorry. Go ahead.
Vex understands all of that.
We all do.
It's just
Does everybody speak Draconic, don't you?
Yes.
yes.
I don't.
No, common and Dwarvish here.
As of level 3 officially, I do.
Nice.
So I'm just like,
Seeping in through the egg in my backpack, the draconic.
So
She's a bit bloodthirsty, isn't she?
Yeah, she's great.
Wolfsaga
They
did
must
not
have done
understand any
something
of that,
horrible.
any of what happened. So she's gonna go like walk over to the bodies and start doing like little mini burial rites, but she's doing it kind of spitefully because it sounds like they were jerks.
it's fair. You're able to do such, and Seamus will scoop you guys up and take you back to Frigg's hut, where Frigg and Seamus are gonna continue in their business dealings, and you folks are going to continue to head in your direction of whatever the hell it is that you were doing before you met Frigg in the swamp, right?
Right.
We
Heading for the Leonin place.
Yeah.
That's like a million miles from here.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
Yep. That was it.
Well, before they head off, though, if they're all outside, I run out there and I'm just snuggly and happy and give everybody hugs and thank you so much. It's been so nice for you to bring him here. I really enjoyed that, and I hope you have a lovely trip and come back anytime. And it's just so wonderful. I really appreciate it. I think this is going to work out great. Seamus is already going to be coming back, and we're going to take care of some more business. Thank you. Very
Bex?
cute and fluffy.
So happy.
Yep.
Bex is gonna give you a hug, but then she's also gonna like have an ear and armful of muffins that she is gonna go over to Runa and start like opening compartments.
She's ready.
Like these are for later.
She's like,
Wasn't I feel like Frigg was gonna do something for us, or did she already do something for us?
Oh, what was that? What was it going to do?
Maybe introduce us to Odin at some point.
Oh, yes, Odin. Oh, my goodness. I had almost completely forgotten about Odin. Anytime, dearie. We'll go ahead and I'll definitely get you an audience. Or was that now?
Missing something.
it's not
Later.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, that was later.
I believe the agreement was if you helped Frigg, she would pull in your direction for a granted audience with the conclave.
With the conclave, that's what it was. It's like she'd help us meet with somebody. Yeah,
Yeah, the
That's-
conclave.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, the conclave.
the conclave. Yeah.
Right. Yes, exactly. The conclave. That's right. Yes, of course. That's what we were saying. Yes.
All right. So Frigg and the dragon have been introduced, and you will be heading on your way. So we will find out what heading on your way entails next week in the season finale of season 1 of Vanished in the Ashes. That being said, you know the drill.